If you're attending every lecture, taking notes, memorizing everything, and still bombing your bio exam, you're not alone. Let's talk about why. Hey everyone, I'm Human. I tutor university biology, and I've worked with hundreds of first-year students who went from doing very well in high school to suddenly feeling lost in their first-year biology. Today, I want to explain why so many strong high school biology students struggle in university and what you can start doing right now to turn things around. If you're putting the effort, but your results aren't showing, there are real reasons behind it, and they're totally fixable. Let's discuss the transition no one warns you about. The first thing to understand is that university bio is a different game. In high school, bio is structured, teacher-guided, mostly memorization, and pretty predictable. If you studied the notes and definitions, you were fine. In university, the expectations shift. Now you're expected to understand the concepts on a deeper level, apply them to a new situation, learn more independently, explain what happens and why, connect ideas across topics. Instead of asking what is Krebs cycle, they'll ask if oxygen level drops, how does ATP production changes and why? So even though the content might look familiar, the way you're expected to think about it is completely different. That shock going from memorizing to actually reasoning is what catches first years off guard. There's nothing wrong with your ability, it's the style of learning has changed, and nobody really tells you about it. Now let's focus on the most common mistakes first years make. A lot of students rely on rewriting notes, rewatching lectures, and memorizing slides, and then going to the exam expecting questions that will look just like the practice questions. But university bio isn't about repeating facts, it's about using them. In high school, memorizing terms and diagrams could get you 90s. In university, memorization is just step one. The real marks come from knowing what is happening, why is it happening, and how things are connected. What changes if something goes wrong? If you can explain the reasoning behind a process, you will struggle when the questions twist or add new conditions. Most exam questions aren't just things that you've seen before. They set up new scenarios and ask you to predict outcomes. For example, a mutation disrupts photosystem 2. How will ATP and NADPH production will change and why? You can't answer by just memorizing. You have to understand the mechanism. This is the gap that causes the biggest drop in grades. First year bio introduces a lot of new terms, and they actually matter. Words like allosteric, homeostasis aren't just fancy words. They tell you exactly what is happening. And if the words feel confusing, it's totally normal, but building a comfort with them is very important. Biology stacks on itself. If you don't understand macromolecules, enzymes early on, everything after feels impossible. Cramming might get you through high school tests, but here it leads to shallow understanding, and shallow understanding gets exposed very quickly. In high school, practice questions often look like the test. In university, assigned questions are just examples. They're not the full picture. Exams expect you to think on your feet, draw connections, and solve problems you have never seen before. So if you only stick to assigned practice, you will feel blindsided. A lot of students copy everything from the slides without organizing them or summarizing them in their own words. But biology is full of relationships, causes, effects, consequences, and if your notes don't show this structure, studying will feel like very overwhelming. Good notes help you see the big picture. Bad notes feel like you're memorizing a giant list. Now let's discuss how to actually succeed. So what should you actually be doing? Here are the strategies that make the biggest difference. Whenever you learn something, ask, why does this happen? What does it depend on? What changes if something breaks? When you understand the logic, you can handle any new situation if you have never seen it before. Build a strong foundation early on and make sure you're solid on it, like chemistry basics, macromolecules, enzymes, regulations, cell structure. These come up constantly throughout the semester. If you're shaky here, everything else feels harder. You don't have to memorize everything, but this is very important for you to be comfortable with the content, because when the vocab makes sense, you'll understand the concepts much better. Look for questions that ask you to predict what happens, interpret results, compare pathways, explain the effect of mutations. This kind of practice builds the skill that exam will test the most. Use headings, bullet points, flowcharts, diagrams, one-sentence summaries. Good structure saves times and help you study smarter, not harder. Don't let things pile up. Even a short weekly review session can keep things fresh and help you catch gaps early on, before things blow up. If something isn't clicking, don't wait until midterms. Asking for help early can make a huge difference, whether it's from a TA, your prof, or a tutor. If you did great in high school biology, but now you feel like university bio is knocking you around, you're not alone. It doesn't mean you're not smart. It just means that the approach that worked before doesn't work anymore. Once you shift from memorizing to actually understanding and applying the concepts, everything starts to make more sense, and your grades will follow. So if you want extra support, I provide private tutoring, group sessions, and lecture-style video lectures that break the materials down step by step. But whether you want to work with me or on your own, stick with it. You absolutely can do well. Thanks for watching.